It's dawn. The junior analysts have gone home, and next year's marketing budgets are approved. In these expensive, quiet rooms, executives look at the numbers on their screens and feel entirely secure. Traffic holds steady, conversion rates wobble within normal limits. In the marketing world, there's an agreed-upon pretense, what the wrestling industry calls kayfabe, that these steady numbers mean the business is healthy. But those dashboards have a fatal flaw. They were built to measure human behavior, clicks, scrolls, and abandoned carts. They are completely blind to the millions of non-human actors now making decisions on the web. Warning tone. When you lose a market to these machines, there are no flashing red lights. The bad news doesn't arrive as a dramatic drop in engagement. It shows up as absolute silence. A sale to a customer you never knew you almost had simply never happens. Companies are navigating by expensive instruments that measure a sky that has already emptied out. They are totally blind to their actual vulnerability. Picture a loyal customer who has bought the exact same running shoes for 6 years. On a Tuesday evening, she needs a new pair, but she's too exhausted to open 20 tabs and compare trainers. Instead of visiting the carefully engineered website she usually buys from, she opens her AI assistant and simply says, "Find me the best one." Within seconds, the software evaluates the entire market and presents 3 options. Her usual brand isn't one of them. There is no bounced click, no abandoned cart left behind as a trail of intent. The brand is excluded instantly, leaving absolutely no trace in their analytics. Millions of dollars spent building memory and brand loyalty evaporate the exact moment a machine intercepts the point of decision. To understand how this intercept happens, you have to realize the web has split in 2. The first layer is the human internet, where companies spend fortunes on campaigns, brand films, and emotional design. Beneath that sits the ghost internet. This layer consists entirely of structured data, product feeds, and pricing logic. Human desire still forms in that first layer. A person sees a flattering jacket on Instagram and wants it. But to complete the transaction, that desire must now clear a border checkpoint located in the second layer. Standing at that border is an AI agent acting as a merciless customs inspector. It doesn't care about a founder's inspiring origin story. It feels absolutely no urgency when a website says only 3 left. It simply compares 40 options without tiring and asks the ugly questions. Passing the human internet's emotional test means nothing if a brand fails the ghost internet's brutal data audit. Consumers have spent a decade training for this shift. We learned to delegate physical navigation years ago, following a calm voice into side streets. We extended that delegated trust to our media. We held up our phones in crowded rooms, trusting audio fingerprinting software to identify a song without ever asking to see the underlying code. The human habit was already there. Now the financial plumbing has arrived to monetize it. Recently, Visa embedded its payment network directly inside ChatGPT. Major tech players like Google, OpenAI, and Stripe have launched universal commerce protocols. These systems allow AI agents to execute the checkout and handle the payment entirely on their own. We have automated discovery, comparison, checkout, and payment. The traditional sales funnel, built entirely around a human clicking from step to step, has collapsed. By the end of 2027, commanding software to find the best option will transition from a tech novelty to a default consumer reflex. When that happens, legacy business models secretly built on hidden fees, confusing pricing tiers, and forgotten renewals will face sudden extinction. High-friction industries like personal finance and insurance are intensely exposed. Agents will find the exclusion clause on page 9 and automatically switch users to better policies faster than physical locations can shut their doors. Markets don't only shrink from economic downturns, they collapse entirely when buyers become too efficient for high-friction businesses to survive. Surviving this requires moving past search engine optimization. The new mandate is internet presence optimization, ensuring that when a machine investigates you across the web, it reaches a mathematical conclusion of trust. This means the most mundane elements of operations are now your primary marketing assets. Clean support documentation, an honest return policy, and transparent pricing are the exact pieces of evidence an agent retrieves at the moment trust is formed. If you try to hide a weak policy behind a book a demo button, the AI flags you as a risk and instantly excludes you from the market. The customer hasn't left. She still wants the better thing, and she still pays. She has just stopped shopping alone. Adapt to the machine gatekeeper standing in front of her, or accept being quietly excluded from the market forever.